Today, we're diving into a discovery that could fundamentally rewrite our understanding of life itself. We're going way beyond the familiar world of chemical reactions to explore a hidden layer of communication inside our very cells. It's a world of frequencies, antennas, and a secret code that connects our entire brain.
We all learned this in school, right? That life is basically this complex soup of chemical signals. You've got hormones finding their receptors, neurotransmitters jumping across synapses. It's a story all about molecules bumping into each other to make things happen. And for decades, that's been the foundation of biology.
But what if that's only half the story? What if there's another system running in parallel? A physical one based not on chemistry, but on energy and electromagnetic fields. A world of wireless communication happening on a scale we never even thought was possible.
So let's just quickly set the stage with a view we're all used to. For the last 40 years or so, the model has been pretty clear and really powerful.
Every thought you have, every memory you make, the very beat of your heart, it's all been explained by this precise, almost lock-and-key dance between molecules. It's a really elegant system for sure. But as we're about to see, it might not be the only system at play. There have always been these nagging mysteries in neuroscience that this chemical-only model has really struggled to explain.
And now, let's get to the heart of this brand new finding. It's proposing that biology isn't just speaking the language of chemistry, it's also fluent in the language of physics.
Okay, so the core idea here is that every single part of a biological system, from a single protein molecule all the way up to your entire brain, is constantly broadcasting and receiving electromagnetic signals. You can literally think of it like this. Each component has its own little radio station, operating on a very specific frequency. Which leads to the obvious next question, doesn't it? If there's a signal, there's got to be some hardware designed to send and receive it. So what's the antenna? Well, the answer, found by researchers in Japan, was hiding in plain sight, inside every single one of our cells. So let's meet the unexpected hero of this story, the microtubule. You've probably seen it in diagrams of a cell before, but it turns out its job is way more complex and way cooler than we ever imagined. This is a huge shift in thinking. For half a century, we've basically seen microtubules as simple structural parts, the skeleton and the roadways of the cell. But this research, it reveals they're also incredibly sophisticated electronic components, acting as antennas that can process and transmit information wirelessly. And here's the kicker, get this. These microtubules, these little hollow cylinders made of protein, they vibrate and communicate in the kilohertz to gigahertz frequency range. And if that range sounds familiar, it should. That is the exact same frequency range used by pretty much all of our wireless technology. Your phone, your Wi-Fi, yeah. This overlap is essential and, frankly, a pretty startling finding of this report. Okay, so our cells have antennas, but what language are they speaking? This is where the discovery gets truly profound. It's not just random noise, it's a highly organized, repeating code. The researchers call this a frequency fractal. Now, you've probably seen a visual fractal where a shape just repeats and repeats as you zoom in. Well, this is the same idea, but with a pattern of information. Think of it like a specific melody of frequencies that repeats at every different scale of biology. This pattern acts like a dedicated highway for information to travel on. So let's start at the largest scale. Looking at the whole brain, researchers found this very distinct resonance pattern operating at around 100 hertz. Just for a bit of context, that's in the mu band of brainwaves, which are often connected to motor functions. Now let's zoom in a level to a smaller structure, like a bundle of neurons. And incredibly, the exact same pattern of information shows up. It's just vibrating much, much faster, now in the kilohertz range. It really is like hearing the same melody, just played at a higher pitch.
Let's zoom in one last time, all the way down to a single tubulin protein, the little building block of those microtubule antennas. And amazingly, you find that same fundamental melody again, now resonating at blistering speeds in the gigahertz and terahertz range.
So here's the crucial point. This frequency fractal acts like a universal operating system for the brain. It connects the smallest molecular components to the largest brain structures. And what that does is it allows for instantaneous wireless communication between distant parts of the brain without needing extra physical wiring. It's like a built-in Wi-Fi network.
So as you can imagine, the implications of this are enormous. This isn't just some interesting little quirk, it is a potential paradigm shift in how we view life, our health, and even technology.
So what does all this mean?
Well, for one, it suggests that biological rhythms, like our heartbeat, might have these hidden layers of control that are operating in these frequency domains. And it doesn't replace chemical biology, not at all. Instead, it suggests a whole new physical biology coexists right alongside it. This could finally help explain some of those big neuroscience mysteries, like how a single neuron can compute so much information at once. And looking ahead, it opens the door to building entirely new types of brain-like computers based on this frequency fractal architecture.
And this brings us to a final and pretty unavoidable question. The report itself notes that if our microtubules are communicating in the exact same frequency band as our mobile devices, well, the assumption that those emissions are harmless, it really needs to be reevaluated. Are we inadvertently jamming the signals of our own biology?
This work doesn't challenge the neuroscience we already have, so much as it complements it. In the words of the principal investigator, it unfolds a world never seen before. A world where life isn't just about chemistry, but it's also a symphony of resonant frequencies, a fractal of information that connects every single part of us into a single, cohesive whole.